Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we're back with Dropout, SDF Macross. But before that, why don't you tell us what happened last episode? In the greatest episode so far.
We had a lot happening all at once, and essentially, to boil it down, the TLDR is that Minmay is giving a concert while word of her existence and the effects of human culture is spreading across the Centrati fleet, and a group of Centrati plan to defect, to surrender to the humans because they think it's much better than anything that they experienced before. They hatch a plan, as long as Brita is also hatching a plan to capture the Macross once and for all, and probably get some mic loans because his boss, after seeing evidence both of the movie Shai Pai Long, Little White Dragon, and the explosion of the Omni barrier, decided that this is way too much. They have to deal with the situation, otherwise it's going to get out of control. So these multiple plans come into fruition. The Centrati managed to forcing the Macross to use the Daedalus attack. They bored through the Daedalus and attacked this Macross city itself, trying to capture the city. And Ming Mei keeps trying to keep people's morale, because his cousin Kaifun keeps insisting on it, and this causes confusion among the troops in attacking the city. Hikaru's always other characters are remembering what's happening as well. Hikaru decides that he can no longer, try to be in the past, and he decides he's going to fight for Minmay to defend her. Claudia is also suffering the loss of Roy Fokker, and so we're still feeling the after effects of the death of two characters, and now we find ourselves in the middle of a battle for Macross City, which is on fire, and it divided Centrati as well as Hikaru trying to save the day. Oh, and we also see Melia, who again sees Maximilian Genius, taking down multiple battle pods, and says, that must be the guy that I must defeat, because she's still there as a mic clone. So also better dressed than the other three.
Was he?
You know, yeah, was she?
No, no, no,
Um,
Maximilian. I remember Hikaru's fighter flew in because it was the skull motif, and he was the one fighting the battle pods.
no, but you also had
I don't remember
you had
seeing Max there.
yeah, he was. In
There
fact,
was a lot
when
going
they
on.
there was a lot of going on. In fact, when they switched to Milia, Milia's looking up because she's a Myclone, looking at the fight battle, and she sees Maximilian Genius blue, blue ace, blue special.
I think it's
Um,
possible that the reason that sticks so highly in my mind that it was Hikaru is because it was happening during the Zentradi shooting at Zentradi, and they're not
mm-hmm.
the conspiracy Zentradi, which is
Yeah,
so confusing in my head. But it was also that Hikaru is the one that shows up and fights those two battle pods specifically. That's why
yeah.
I remember, because that's the scene. So what you're saying is there's a scene after that where Genius is also there fighting, and it just
Mm-hmm.
whoo out of my head.
Yeah. In fact, the final scene is Hikaru, charging in, gun blazing. Oh, I'm gonna save Minmay kind of situation. So we'll see what happens.
Right. Ah, shit. I had this whole thought in my head, and then I went into the whole, was that Max thing? And now I can't remember what it was. Sorry. The only two things, there was two things that jumped out at me from your recap, and one was them, I was laughing at Macross City, because I'm still remembering Macrossity from a couple episodes back, that whole joke about Megamind. Clearly, I think it's funny, you don't. Uh, and then I had the question about Max, and I can't remember what the whole second bit was. It wasn't a bit, by the way. It wasn't a joke. It was actually a serious thought. Now I can't remember what was going on. Oh, now I remember. The saddest part of the episode is that you were talking about two people died. We're regretting that. No, no one is remembering Heyo. Nobody
No,
has brought
yes,
up
he did.
Heyo in two episodes.
We seen Hikaru when he's staring out the window. You see a brief image of Roy Fokker and then of Kasikazu.
Oh,
So
did
yeah, he
we?
is remember them.
God, so
Yep.
much fucking happened that I'm like so much went over my head. I remember the Roy bit. I don't remember Heyo. Well, I guess everybody but Hikaru has forgotten Heyo. Well, we've gotten two people in that episode that remembered Roy. To be honest, until you brought it up, I had forgotten the scene where he's standing out there staring outwards. Because obviously you mentioned it, I remember. Yeah, it's just Simba's dad in the sky with Roy.
Yeah.
But that's Claudia and Hikaru are remembering Roy.
Mhm.
Does Heo not have family? And assumedly he's part of the military, so maybe he was stationed where Macross City was, so
Probably.
that his family is maybe still on Earth. But did he not have any other friends? Like,
I think he does have family because in an earlier episode, Hikaru is writing a letter to his parents,
yeah, that's right.
but
Yeah,
he
I
couldn't
remember
write the
that.
letters. And yeah, yeah. So he has
Oh,
at least has parents.
you
Whether
know,
they're in the Macross or on Earth, we don't know.
did you ever watch? Was it? It's not Day of the Piranha. Night of the. Yeah, we've talked about it before. I don't remember if you said you saw it. The movie
They
with the
the
the bombing flight to Japan during World War II.
what the Dolittle
Night of the
Dolittle
Shark.
Raid?
So, god damn it! It's all the B-52s flying in formation, and the whole movie is starts from them taking off, and it's all about the people on one of the planes. They're back and forth, them going through a fighter run that happens on them. All this shit doesn't ring a bell.
I mean, there's so many bomber movies. I don't know about B-52s
There is
specifically.
a specific scene in that movie that these writing to inform you of the deaths of just reminds me of from that movie where everyone on base thinks that the commander is just an asshole that doesn't give a shit about them and just wants them all to die because they keep getting sent on these missions.
Oh, that's Catch 22.
No, no, no. I swear this is Night of something, or that could be a
Night of
completely different.
Night. I mean, there's Night of the Intruder, which is A6 over North Vietnam. There is Catch 22, which is World War II, but they're bombing from Italy to Germany. And they all think the commander's a jackass because they apparently doesn't care about them. Well, in both movies, I suppose. Danny Glover was on the Night of the Intruder. You're thinking of that one.
No, I don't think. I mean, hold on. What did you say the movie was called?
The Night of the Intruder.
Let me look this up. Flight of the Intruder? No, that's not
The
it.
Flight of the Intruder, yeah. Yeah.
No, that is too modern. This is like an 80s movie.
Oh, it is an 80s movie.
No, Flight of the Intruder is 1991. This is like
Okay.
70s to 80s. I want to say it's like early 80s. God, I cannot think of the name of it. This would be one of those I'm going to hit you up in the middle of the week sort of things. Anyway, there's a very specific scene where the dude has to write like a ton of letters about it, and he's being accused of not giving a shit about anything, and he basically does that whole recounting of names and information about them thing at this guy at his face while holding all these letters that he's writing. It's like it's one of the very few brief interludes in the movie between just being in the plane. Like you have the guy who's in the ball thing beneath the plane, just looking around to shoot people, and he's there the whole fucking movie, right? I'm just trapped in this little ball thing that I'm tied into,
I
knowing
mean,
that
there's
I'm a.
also Memphis Belle, but I don't
That might
recall
be
seeing
it.
like that.
That's very familiar.
Yeah.
Memphis Belle. Let me add movie to that Google search.
Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna find the real bomber. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the '90s. You know what? You're right. That's the name of the movie. That's Memphis Belle, as I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And you were right then. It's a '90s movie, literally 1 year before Night Flight of the Intruder.
Yeah.
I would
And let me get.
would highly
I watched
recommend
some.
though to anybody who hasn't seen that there in the audience.
Yeah, I mean, I watched so many war movies like that, like The Flight of the Intruder, The Memphis Belle, even what's the other movie? It's a comedy. Oh God, it's a black and white, and I'm blanking about it. Da, 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 da. Oh, hmm. What? What is the movie? I forgot. Yeah, it's a comedy, but you something something, and I learned to love the bomb. How I learned to love the bomb. That's the movie that I'm talking about. Doctor Strange Love. Man.
Sorry,
Doctor
if I
Strange.
had heard you were trying to remember that movie, I would have gotten there.
No. I just got into that movie, which is another. When you said B-52s and you said going to Japan and stuff like that, I remember. Oh, Doctor Strangelove, which is an aborted B-52, and it's their mission to go there, and then other people
Right,
discussing
right,
about the
yeah.
bomb and all that. Yeah. So because I believe Memphis Belle is a B.
Well, yeah, you
B.
brought it up before that I keep bringing up the wrong model.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm bringing up a
It's not a
future model.
B-24. It's not a B-24
It's a
Liberator.
flying fortress.
It's a flying fortress, but I forgot the actual name of it. The number B something. Oh, God damn, I feel so damn.
Well, I
I
didn't know
used to know
Sean
all this stuff.
Astin was in Memphis Belle.
Yeah, I think he is the ball gunner, if I'm not mistaken, because he's short and he's the one trapped in the ball gunner position. And the whole thing is that they go. This is the final mission of the belt, the Memphis Belle, the 25th mission. And if they crash land, if they make it and still crash land, because he's in the bottom, they're gonna go squish.
Yeah. Well, also he's like a sitting target because if he gets shot out there, he's got nowhere to go but down. Well, that's been a lot of talk about not Macross. I don't.
B-17. That's
Okay.
an B-17 Flying Fortress. Yes.
Right. I think in my head, Flying Fortress is a B-52 for some reason. Probably because I've watched a lot of like modern Marvels or something.
I think it's a Stratofortress. Yes. Yes, I believe.
Because
I
anytime
gotta
I
double
think about
check.
that, I think of Memphis Belle and then can't remember the name, obviously. But I think that's a lot of pre-show talk. I think we should just go ahead and get into it.
Mhm.
All right. Uh,
So,
Before we get started, though, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra. If there was an episode where I think we shouldn't have the intro, it would be this one. But I guess they're playing it off as though, can't have no intro, otherwise people would be confused about what they're watching.
yeah.
But I don't think that works anymore either. Anymore. I don't think that works when you're this many episodes into a show.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
Um,
only thing that's going to signify to anybody what the show is literally that part where it says SDF Macross.
hmm.
Because we're back in the time of TV Guide, which wouldn't even apply because I don't think Japan had TV Guide.
No, but I'm sure that newspapers or something like that or magazines would have had like episode guides and
When did the
stuff.
Super Nintendo come out?
Um I know the NES came out in 1984 in Japan and 1986 in the US.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that'd be the
Yeah.
Famicom then.
Yeah, the Family computer. It's
Well,
basically the same thing.
well, it's technically different because the Nintendo is technically the re-release of the Famicom.
Yeah, I mean it's a stripped down without the keyboard and the
Well, the
disk drives and all
Nintendo
that stuff.
Entertainment System, I should say.
System, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking the Super Nintendo had internet capability where they kept track of shit and had like special releases and whatnot. So
I didn't know the Super Nintendo had.
yeah, there was a Legend of Zelda. No, I'm sorry, maybe I'm thinking of the NES. Actually, the NES had internet capability because there was a NES cartridge thing that connected to the phone line where they had special events for Zelda. I know Zelda specifically. God, if I could only find the article and video that I watched before that covered it. Okay, I can't think of it. I'm either thinking of the Super Nintendo or the NES, and I'm thinking of Super Nintendo Legend of Zelda, um, where they had special events with like basically, like the whole random thing. It was an online thing.
Look at Hikaru being a total badass.
Well, yeah, because he's more concerned than scared, or PTSD ridden. Oh, looks like the Moonanites are at it again. So again, if he was smart, he would shoot on him right now. See, there you go. Plus, he did this to that guy on Mars, so we know he's down for it.
Yeah.
Well, you just killed one of us. This is the baby face and Trotty if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
I mean, you're chasing me. What do I got? Again, from my perspective, the only move you could do is turn your radio off, so you yourself don't get contaminated, and destroy every contaminated person you see. Treat culture like an infection. That's alright, that's what I meant to bring up during the intro part discussion. The problem is that your supreme commander is basically infected. Dude, we saw him watching the whole movie. It's like,
Yeah.
we know the dude's infected at this point. Typhoon, you fucking weirdo.
He doesn't want it, but
Well, yeah, but
I know
Caraway ain't gonna fucking notice that. She didn't push him away hard enough. Sorry, I just went from a confident badass to nobody again. Sorry, I just imagined the darkest version of the scene, where he says, "Please send an emergency crew to the open air theater. It's been destroyed." Pulls trigger. Kiana goes full metal jacket on all this.
of course now she pulls him harder, and he's like, "Oh well, I didn't see it." And again, this is one of the reasons why I don't like the romantic triangle aspect of this.
It's a classic trope. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I was expecting him to go dark. You know, call an ambulance, but not for me.
Well,
Just shoots down. Just shoots them both down, like a whole murder-suicide part of the Macross. Nobody will forget it.
well, he did that to the Centrati, basically. It's like,
yeah, he
you're
took his
here.
Anger out on him.
You're here. Okay, sure.
I guess my thing is, I wish that it was, like, painted more ahead, right? Okay, it's a doll. I thought we had a dead person in the frame. Like, I wish it was painted more ahead, like his obsession with Min-Mei than it was. Because it feels like it was kind of out of nowhere.
Well,
One
I guess-
episode ahead of time is not really made for a painted ahead of time thing. Because if it was painted ahead of time, I could see this having a real payoff.
敵前逃亡だと信じられん
これが敵の本当の力だったわけですな。やはり言い伝えは
守らねばならなかったというのか
さよう。
今さら遅いわこの作戦は打ち切る敵前逃亡者は一時監禁しておけ
その後の処置は
How you can find a deserter
お
if
前
they're
に
deserting?
任せる好きなようにしたらよかろう文化の力を調べるなりなんなりと
ありがとうございます。
文化か
Also, when are you going to realize investigating the culture is infecting you with the culture?
なんだと敵前逃亡者一時監禁
I've
だ
killed so many of my own men, I'm out of ammo.
許したらどうなるか分かってるのかよ
戦闘が終わったと思ったら呼び出しかよ。 一条注意入ります。はあ、お前ら。
やめたまえ注意。彼らは武装解除している
You
んだよ。
three.
See, you literally pointed out that these three could not recognize him when he was on stage,
何言ってやがる。お前たち
literally with spotlights on him.
艦長、注意には私から説明させてください。
よかろ
一条注意。彼ら以下23名は亡命を希望しているのよ。
亡命？冗談じゃない。俺たちはこいつらと戦ってきたんだぜ。その連中が亡命した。
Did we lose some animation budget, by the way?
なんて。
Yeah.
そんな器用な
What happened to his feet? Every time he talks, his feet
Yeah.
light up.
3対2ですな。
大佐、ちょっと待ってください。一条注意。あなたなら分かってくれると思ったのに。亡命を拒否したら彼らには行くべきところも帰るべきところもなくなるのよ。
んなこと言ったって、俺は1階のパイロットだぜ。
あな
It's
た
the
は
smartest thing he said.
敵を直接見た人間として意見を求められているのよ。
Direct contact? What?
I mean, they were captured by them.
Technically, sure, that's true.
お前たちの亡命理由は？
我々はここで生活したいんです。
Your eyes, my man.
ここで？
ここには文化があるんですよ。それに民名ちゃんもいるし、民名ちゃんの歌も。
分かった分かった。でもお前たちどうやってそれを知ったんだ？
以前スパイとしてこの間に潜り込んでたんです。俺たち戻って
Wait,
も
you're that
何か寂しく
cross-dressing dude from the main street, aren't you?
彼らは戦争しか知らない悲しい人たちなのよ。
なるほどね。しかし亡命理由としてはちょっと弱いんじゃないの？
それにあなた方がプロトカルチャーだからです。
え？
プロトカルチャー？
なんだそれは。
It's not our guy, is it?
とぼけちゃって。
I think he's
あ
a.
んな力持っ
The
て
guy
る
we
くせ
claimed
に
we never saw on the ship before? Well, now everyone's
there
just
they are.
fucking wearing
早
hats.
瀬君の推測は裏付けられたわけだ。艦長、まさか彼女の報告内容を信じろと。ここま
Oh, the proof is right here.
しかないだろう。
Why are we still not believing the report? We brought it to the UN. Clearly, we thought it had something behind it.
自分としては彼らを受け入れてもよろしいと思います。
なんだと？
これで3対2ですね。
注意。君は宣告受け入れを拒否すると言ったではない
Oh, I
か。
literally just said it. We should.
考えが
It was right
変わりまし
here.
た。
艦長、自分の意思もはっきりしない輩に意見を聞くことはありません。ああ、待ちたまえ。一応注意。君の考えが変わった理由を聞かせてもらおうか。
はい、以前にも報告しましたように、彼らは戦うことしか知らない異星人です。その彼らがこのマクロスに乗り込んで、初めて地球人の暮らしや文化に触れたとき、ものすごいショックを受けたと思うんです。
ええ、あの時は本当に驚きました。民名さんの歌にも驚いたし、男と女は一緒にいるし、中には戦闘反対を唱える者まで。それが慣れてくると、だんだんここでの暮らしが好きになって。
お聞きのように、彼ら
I
が
can't
マ
help
クロ
but
スでの
think
生活
that
に
the obvious
憧れ
way
を
to
感じ
do
るんだと
this
したら
later on would
それは
be to make this a
うまく言えませんけ
mistake.
ど、彼ら異星人との間にも友好関係を
A
結
mistake.
べるんではないかと思うんです。
That maybe the Zentradi are in a war for a good reason, and us corrupting them this way is going to weaken the only thing holding back a greater
し
threat.
かし
So
彼らはこの
this
マクロスで
could all be a
初めて戦
mistake.
争以外の生き
It
方を知ったん
seems
です
like
よ。
it's a good
そ
thing,
れを今更追い出すなん
but we
て
could easily make this in writing a bad thing.
艦長、
These are the eternal warriors holding the night against some unspeakable threat,
彼ら全
and
トラ
you
リー
have corrupted
軍人だけの
them.
組織で成り立ち
True, but they also came here to attacking the Earth, so it's like.
Well, they were chasing down the Macross. We don't know the backstory
Yeah.
of the Macross yet. You could really easily change that.
だからこそ亡命者を拒否し、断固たる。
いいえ、だからこそ彼らに戦争以外のことを教えるんです。
This is a reverse fifth element.
第三の生き方を理解させるこ
The
とが
last
でき
thing
れば
Lulu finds out about is
戦
war.
争への道も開けると思う
The first thing these people know about.
君のご公説は受けたまったがね、彼らは異星人なんだよ。
Dude, you wanna get fired?
どうやっ
Shut
て
the fuck
市
up.
民生活に溶け込ませる気なんだ。
失礼します。
重要会議中だぞ。あ、いやいや、私が頼んでおいたのだよ。で、
As the only other alien on the ship, I feel like I should be able to talk.
これがそうです。
Oh, never mind. I thought he was the scientist guy.
I mean, he is a scientist, but not that scientist.
Can you imagine?
艦長
Right?
それは一体
I think in a modern television show, you'd be handed a tablet or something. Check out these 75 pages of paper they printed out for me. Man, how long did it take them to rip all those sheaves off the sides of the printer paper?
血液型も遺伝子構造も我々と差異はないだと。
I mean, I already gave out the theory that we were OG Centrati, right?
では本当
I
に一緒に
guess.
生活できるんですね。
But in Zero,
我々がプロトカルチャ
I
ー
mean, in Zero, the proto culture.
彼らを異性
I already
Modified it.
gave you my whole double theory about the Birdman thing from Centrati. I mean, from that, which was literally the Birdman was a ship, and the head was just the cockpit that had somebody in it. Could have been an OZ Centrati, my clone. Or it wouldn't have been a clone, it would have just been OZ Centrati.
このような重大な事故をマクロス内部で決定してよろしいのですか。統合軍本部の指示をくどいな君も。
You mean the people who fucked us off from Earth? Get the hell
Yeah.
out of here.
気分が優れませんのでこれで失礼します。
Great. We're gonna have Zentradi deserters and mutiny on our own crew. Clearly what those two are off to. Oh, it was him. Okay, cool. You were right. Sorry, he had a different color uniform last time we saw him.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, never mind. Okay, it was the blue guy. That's why. That's the same color. I thought they said that to the red guy.
やっぱり見に来てよかったわ。ひどいものね。モニターでは見ていたけど、これほどとはね。ここら辺は被害が軽いわね。
どうしても足がここに向いちゃうな。あ、おじさん、おばさん。
あれま。光るかな。
おじさんたちどこへ行くんですか？
どこへ行くってな。海軍と民名が戻ってこないもんでな。
民名たちなら総合病院ですよ。
See, I don't know how much of a faux pas it is in this society, the whole kissing cousins thing, so...
怪我をしたのは海軍さんだけですけど。
Well, she clearly wasn't into it.
Right, right,
So
but I
there's
don't know
that.
if she wasn't into it just because she's, like, emotional and, like, I have a boyfriend, that sort of thing, or is it because, you know, this is sick, we shouldn't be doing this, you know?
大丈夫ですよ。
Okay.
Is it a I would kill for people not to know I had a relationship with a family member, or is it a well, that was embarrassing, I'll just move on. You know? I don't know the level of societal norms that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Well, these guys clearly didn't work with the miracle worker crew that we were talking about before.
そうね。待ってて。今お茶でも入れるわ。
So they're gonna kiss by the end of this episode, and Minmei's gonna walk in and get the wrong idea. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't put it past it. I don't remember. I truly don't remember about that.
it just seems like the logical next step in convoluted writing. Well, he's remembering her pushing his hand away.
Yeah, but he has that 1980s little bit incel energy on him, so yeah.
Oh, to be fair,
And
he
of
was-
お
course,
待ちどうさま。
he also dreamed up Kaifun as Britai, so it's he got so many
Yeah.
weird angles to this.
どうぞ。
あ、どうも。
でも不思議なものね。戦争には全く関係のない、いいえ、むしろ戦いの前には無力に見えた民間人の暮らしが戦争終結の鍵になるかもしれないなんて。
そんなことよりいいのかい？病院に行かなくても。
She like figured it all out. But anyway, you want to go to the hospital
気に
too?
なるんだろ？
いいのよ。あんなに心配だったのに亡命騒ぎですっかり忘れてたわ。結局昔憧れてた人によく似ていたから。
no, he doesn't. That's a running joke. He doesn't.
It's funny because I was going to make the joke that she like discovered that he doesn't look the same as him at all, but I couldn't remember the dude's name, so I didn't say it.
Yeah.
And then she said
Right,
the
right.
exact opposite.
ああやってきっぱり戦争反対って言われるとすごいショックだったのね。ちょうどあの亡命者たちが初めて平和な暮らしを知った時みたいに。
I feel like we've snuck a recap episode into this episode at the very end.
I feel more like the show is perfectly willing to reuse as much footage as it can as often as it can.
おかしいかしら。でも海軍さんには両親もいるし、民名さんだっているんですもの。あなたの方こそ自分の気持ちを告白したの？
そんなことどうでもいいじゃないか。
It's too late now. Saw her kissing her cousin. Oh, that's that guy you like, by the way.
Yeah.
やっぱりまだちゃんと口にしないで分かってもらおうなんて虫が良すぎるわ。このまま海軍さんに取られちゃっていいの？はっきり言わないで後で後悔しても知らないわよ。ごめんなさい。強く言うつもりは
Third time those guys have walked by with that button boulder, by the way.
Yeah.
一条注意。あなたは先に行って。私は店番を頼める人を探すから。
了解。
Why? No one's here. Literally, the Lins left already.
That's why they're looking for someone to look up for the restaurant because they don't want to leave it alone,
中
abandoned.
隊発進。
In case of what? The rest of the city's already destroyed. Literally, I think there's like you're in good write-off territory at this point. Kirkland Company is dead.
遅れてごめんなさい。渋滞にぶつかっちゃって。敵は小部隊です。
I don't feel like you need an excuse about why it took you so long to cross the Macross.
今までどこに隠れていたのかしら。せっかく答えが見つかりかけてるのに、まだ戦うなんて。スカルリーダー、無理しないでね。
了解。
I feel like he could not have sounded like he could have cared less.
そうですか。
Obviously, that was not the read the show wanted, but that's how I felt it sounded like. Oh, there's Kirkland Company.
隊長、後方に気をつけろ。
Now we just need to train the Zentradi deserters on how to pilot Valkyries. Go full circle with this thing.
I mean, all those pilots must be aces because there have been so many fights that they might have hundreds of kills.
Better they just got really good recruitment turnover. Yeah, this is a Star Troop Trooper scenario. You know, Hikaru has to go over all the new recruits and it's like, we're the old men now. Genius.
I mean, they are.
Well, we have all the Zentradi deserters and then one Zentradi spy still on board.
お願いします。統合軍本部に行かせてください。行って亡命者受け入れについて説明させてください。
I think those people would think that you've been compromised and tried to destroy the Macross as well.
父を頼ることになるかもしれませんが。
That seems like how that story would go.
はい。まず私が行って状況を説明してから呼びます。急に連れて行ったら何をされるか。
Well, they've got a massive super weapon buried in Alaska. And if they think the Macross has been compromised, they might just try and take you out before you become a threat to Earth with the weapon that they know Macross to be.
よろしい。君に一任しよう。 連絡艇はすぐ準備させる。
Ah,
好きな
Global's
時に
big
出
old
発
fucking
したま
idiot.
え。
それではこれからすぐにでも出発させていただきます。
I think if it seems obvious to me, then I feel it should be obvious to the characters in the show. These people did not believe the report that you wrote. You think they're gonna start believing you because you now have Zentradi on board?
I mean, they have the test of how they're basically the same.
They... I don't think it's gonna matter. These people
I
don't
mean-
want to believe.
True. I know that, you know that, but from the character's perspective, they gotta try at least.
I think what you're gonna do is you're gonna get those 3 Zentradi killed that you're gonna bring with you, because they're gonna...
No,
They're
no, she
gonna-
said she's not gonna bring him with them at first. She's gonna report and then bring them down because she doesn't know how they're gonna react.
No, they would, like, arrest them, then kill them, and then dissect them.
Yeah.
Classic alien story.
次回超時空要塞マクロスグッバイガー
If this was Gundam, she would be dead right now. Anyone that knows Gundam Wing knows this is where you shoot down the ship landing from space on Earth.
That's when they're vulnerable.
Yeah, it's just a classic trope. But yeah,
Although that actually happened in Gundam Wing,
that's what I was
and
saying.
she didn't get shut down though.
Well, no,
'cause
her dad gets shot down that way.
Yeah, but when she goes, it's what's his name? You know, the guy who the main character
Okay,
basically
it
saves her
does
life.
not count if a main character is on board. That has always been the
Yeah.
rule of stupid anime.
No. I think the main character saves her life. I think it is, or he's
Well,
aboard. I'm not really sure.
Literally, her and her dad, I think, are on 2 different ships or something like that.
Yeah,
Because
and
you
her dad
hear the
gets killed.
power-up sound, and he chooses not to shoot or something. I don't remember. It's
Yeah.
his responsibility to kill that one, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
And then we get the famous birthday scene later. You know, she hands him the birthday invite. It's
Yeah,
my
and he said,
favorite
"I'm gonna
scene.
kill
It's
you."
my favorite soundtrack bit. It's perfect. You know, hands it to him, rips it off, throws it into the air. I will kill you. Because it's apropos of nothing. If you've seen nothing else from the show,
Yeah.
it is hilariously out of place. Because then the amazing music starts playing out of nowhere.
Mhm.
He just walks away. It's just a single tear. It's like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, I mean, well, also you'll see Universal Century is not not immune to such things either.
No.
It's also funny. Gundam 00 is supposed to be the better version of Gundam Wing. Do not agree, by the way, but my opinion is not the opinion of others. But yeah, no, this is very stupid. What we're doing right now is very stupid and taking away from what I thought was the best part of the show. Or not the best part of the show, I guess the best arc of the show.
Mhm.
And is now going in a very weird direction because we had 2 scenarios here, right? Either A, the UN believes it, and I don't know why they've never believed Misa before. It reads off as like weird 70s misogyny. I can't believe
Yeah.
the story of a woman. What about you, Global? Well, I came here with her, but when she reported it to me, I said I didn't believe her. So, you know, it's weird. I mean, I take it that they might believe the other 2 for some weird reason. Like, they only told Misa that they didn't believe her. Everyone else walked out of the room fine.
Yeah.
And Misa's like, I have to have proof, and that's why she's crying when she drops her camera. And it's
Yeah.
like, I believe they would believe her if she had her camera. I don't know why they don't believe her when she doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. And now her plan is, well, if I just go back to Earth, you know, after they drove us off the planet before and to keep telling everyone that we're dead, even though literally hundreds of thousands of people have seen us. And I
Yeah.
guess they're going to blame the anti-UN for that destruction of Ontario. Right? The same way they did with Macross Island.
Yeah.
It is such a weird state of affairs. I would have to believe the typical way to respond to this would have to... They've got Zentradi on board. They're either, you know, they're in cahoots with the enemy now, or they've been brainwashed by the enemy. Something weird's going on, something alien. We've seen how much of a weapon the Macross is with its super cannon, and now this exploding thing that it does. We've got to take the Macross out before they turn around and come back at us.
Mhm.
They've introduced the literal super weapon Chekhov's gun in Alaska. That thing has to fire, otherwise they literally don't know the basics of Chekhov's gun writing.
No, no. Well, I guess the idea is that, yeah, I feel we're coming up near the. Well, I know because I watched the other version of it that we're coming close to an ending, but we are not done with the show yet. So a lot of things I think are going to come to a head real soon. And one of the most I would call silliest episodes is coming up next. So you thought that this episode didn't quite work out? Brace yourself for the next one
I mean, we
because
already went through Phantasm, so I don't even know what you're talking about there.
yeah, it's things get a little even sillier.
I mean, I should edit your background and put like a ghost Kaifun Britai in the background, some giant version. Um, no, I mean I don't even get what you when you saying that the show's coming like feels like it's gonna come to an end, but we're not there yet. I don't even feel like we're close to an end. A bunch of a bunch of the plot lines that we've been developing have finally come like around to connect to stuff. So it feels like we're just like getting started. Like all the little like we did a whole bunch of little minor shit. Like the trip from Pluto back to Earth was really just, hey, this is what the show is kind of like. And now that we got back to Earth, like shit started kicking off, but wasn't really there. We were still in like the same storytelling phase of getting from back from Pluto. But now that we got kicked off of, like I would say, the moment the Macross got kicked off of Earth is where the storyline changed, and now we're really in it. I don't feel like we're anywhere close to finishing.
Yeah, we're about to see what happens. Um,
Well, I just meant that the implication that you gave was like feels like the storyline should be finishing real soon, and I'm like, not even close. I think things just finally kicked off. We got out of the boring half of the show, and now we've entered into everything matters. I don't think
it
that there's
does.
very much like you obviously feel like the romance story part doesn't matter, but I feel like everything matters now. Like there was a lot of shit before that felt like it didn't.
Yeah,
Like a lot of the stuff that happens on the way back from Pluto to Earth feels like it could have just been compressed. Like what could have been we could have done that in like 4 episodes. It
yeah.
felt
Sorry
like,
about that.
but
Pretty much.
yeah. And I feel like now almost every scene matters. I like joke about the animation quality going down a little bit in a few scenes, but those
Mhm.
scenes matter. Like the whole debate, should we keep the defectors on board or not, is not like the do we believe Misa's story about what happened on the Centrati vessel. Those people were being ignorant assholes. This one is like, this is our story about this. This is why we should do that. Even the people who were like would have been like we don't believe Misa before are like they're about to do a mutiny. It's like that matters. Them being
Yeah.
misogynist against the admiral's daughter is like
Mhm.
one storyline that didn't go anywhere. The we're
Yeah.
gonna commit a mutiny because we disagree with you so hard that we don't care that we got outvoted in a democratic environment. It's like that is a different thing. That is ramification level event.
I mean, it's a military. The military is not
I
by
know, no, I
definition.
understand, but they presented it in that fashion. Like they
Yeah.
said, 2 to 3, you're outvoted. Like it was up for a vote. I
Yeah.
I understand the presence of I believe so strongly that you're making the wrong decision that I'm willing to stake my life and career on it, which is a much higher level argument than I don't believe you because you're a woman. You know, this is basically the two versions of the appearance of this panel that we've gotten in the past. One very much sucks, it doesn't matter. This one has ramifications I could see affecting the entire story going forwards. That's why these two levels are different than one another. Well, do you have any final thoughts then?
Not really.
All right, well, I guess we should go ahead and wrap up for today. I have been Theta. This is Lessons. We are Stone Face Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?